So this here is my very first investment. This ATM right here, this machine right here is the very first thing, or the very first investment, the very first business that I started that generated me semi-passive cash flow. But the best part about it is I leveraged credit to build this business. I wanted to share with you guys, I tell people, invest in starting, well, first of all, invest in yourself. Secondly, invest in a business or buying a business or some type of cash flow so that you can buy back your time, right? So when I first started, I was thinking, okay, well, I have all this credit. How do I leverage this credit so that I can buy myself cash flow, right? That was my mentality. What can I buy that'll make me money, right? What industry can I get into that maybe if I buy a thing, I can rent it out, I can service it, or I can figure out a way to generate cash flow from a physical asset, something a lot cheaper than real estate, but something that wouldn't require a lot of my time. One of the things was ATM machines. I did a ton of research, not on the ATM business, but I kept asking myself for the longest time, what can I buy that'll make me money? I searched and I looked at all types of things, ice machines, party rentals. I looked at vending machines. I've looked at renting out cars, Turo, right? All these types of things. The one thing I found was ATM machines. This is the very first ATM machine that I've ever bought. I can break down the numbers and how everything was, but I basically found a mentor who's been in the ATM business for years. She is amazing. Jumped on a sales call with her, with her salesperson, bought the mentorship, right? And I can go into that later on, but I bought the mentorship and this was my plan. My plan was to leverage 0% interest credit cards, purchase the machine, find a place to put the machine, and then whatever the machine generates, I take that money and then I pay back my credit cards. After it was all paid off from the cash flow of the machine, I then leveraged that to cash flow, save some money, and then buy another machine. And then I had two, and then I get the cash flow and I just built from there. But I did it completely off of credit, off of leveraging other people's money. And that is the biggest thing I'm trying to share with mindset shifts, is that if you get your credit up right, I never say invest in stuff that might not work, right? See, for me, I didn't know how to run an ATM business. That is why I invested in a mentorship program that taught me how to get started. See, here's the thing. I got started in 2019. 2020, I bought my first machine. Everything shut down. I didn't place this bad boy. This thing was sitting in my living room for a good 6 to 8 months before I even placed it here. Very first machine, this thing took me about this thing took me maybe about 4 hours to install when it should have taken me 30 minutes. But now from learning, from growing, it's so funny. Even when I first walked in here to place the machine, I was so terrified because I pretended like I had a clipboard. Let me just put this down. I had a freaking clipboard, walked around, taking notes. Okay, what's across the street? Dude, I didn't know what I was doing. And then they would ask me questions. I just bullshitted everything because I just did what the mentorship told me. But the purpose of this is take action regardless if you're ready, right? For me, I was super, super scared. I didn't even know if this thing was gonna work. This isn't my best performing machine, but it's my favorite because it's how I got started. I got started literally taking action, investing in the mentorship, leveraging credit. What I did was I took 0% interest credit, bought the mentorship first, bought the mentorship, then I bought the machines, right? Machine started to pay itself off, pay back this machine didn't pay itself off. It was the second machine I got. Then I started generating more cash flow, right? Seeing how everything works. And then I got a third machine, and then a fourth one, and then a fifth one. Then I started building my empire. But really, the purpose of this is what I'm trying to tell you is you generate positive credit, right? Make sure your personal credit's good. You do the travel hacking thing. You do that because that's all fun. Everyone's motivated to do that. Then you go into the business credit side. You have 0% interest business credit for 12 to 24 to 48 months, right? Via balance transfers or whatnot. You leverage the business credit to buy cash flowing assets. This could be a current business, starting your own business, real estate, whatever the cash flow purpose may be. And then you go on, my partners are leaving. And then you go on, and pay off what it is that you borrowed. And that is how you use credit to generate cash flow, right? It's just how I did it. It made sense for me, and it's been working out. So I just kind of wanted to share that idea, share that story with you. When I first started, dude, I was terrified. But when I got that first transaction, that first $3, while I was at work, I got the notification. I was at work. I'm like, oh, $3. I'm at work and I have an asset making me money. Bro, I was hooked. So that's what you guys gotta do. That's the purpose of credit. That's why I'm sharing this. This thing is just a tool, right? Once you learn how to utilize the tool, then you can learn how to invest it in assets that create cash flow, and that cash flow buys your time back so you can take your time and spend it with the ones that you love. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you guys in the next one.